On my first day of school, a crying little Mexican walked in to the room, not wanting to leave his mommy. We became friends, though he spoke no English and I spoke no Spanish. One day he bullied a kid, pushed him to the ground for no reason. I was shocked. I asked him why. He understood why. He shrugged his shoulders. I pointed and told him to get away from me. The bullied kid got up, admiration in his eyes, thanked me, asked me if I wanted to play. I asked him why he didn't defend himself. He shrugged his shoulders. And I said, "No, get away from me." Since he understood English, I'd rather be alone. I was a child in the back seat, driving home from Mass with my family. I made the decision to disagree with my father. I figured we lived in America, the land of the free. In my defense, I used to talk to my grandpa. We could disagree and still love each other. I miss disagreeing with my grandpa. My dad got mad at me, and I realized that freedom was a lie, an emotive, meaningless word that fat drunks shout on Freedom's Day. My father taught my older brother and I English grammar one day because he didn't think the public schools were doing a good job. I loved English grammar. I had a lot of fun with it in my head. But I eventually moved beyond English grammar to the rhythm and sound of it all. Of course, I could never tell my father any of this, him being a grammar Nazi. One day, much later in life, I was in a library with my with my wife and children. I saw a linguistics course taught by a black man. I was amazed to learn the transformative nature of language from that beautiful black man. But I was also shocked to the depths of my core. For the Gramscians know, and yet they still try to contain the chaos. My wife wasn't attracted to me. I used to go around asking priests, what's a man to do when his wife doesn't love him? They had nothing to say. I remember one day not going to Mass on Sunday and fearing the fires of hell, like a Jew eating bacon. I turned and walked away from my God. And dared him to look me in the eyes. I was driving from Cedar Crest to Albuquerque to work in a factory. One day, electronic signs began to appear on the side of and above the road. COVID hits not too long after. When my wife died, I was in actual shock. For the first time in my life. Weird experience. But this was another shocking experience in my life. I was living in an actual dystopian story. Like 1984 shit, man. I escaped into the mountains and failed to survive. Do not hate me, Bill, for not wanting to be poisoned by you. I was on the streets for a while, and about a quarter to a third of the people would glare at me as if I had done something wrong. Shakespeare says that the world is a stage, but these people were taking off their masks and showing me their malice. What is reality in creatures that have imagination? Beings that can create whatever they want. Reality becomes less foundational and more transformative. Truth is what we create. Comfort becomes a plunge into the abyss, and God can change. For God too must have an imagination. Transformation is and stagnation is death. Although, the beautiful arrogance of a man who would attempt to control the chaos, to try to capture meaning and contain the word, to be the truth until all is silence and despair. Such interesting men they be, so much more so than those who get pushed around. Sometimes life can be very strange. But no matter what, embrace insanity, the only sure footing for your soul. Turn the page upside down. Put yourself into another man's shoes and embrace a mind in motion. Go insane and be free. Sometimes it's good to be lonely. Embrace doubt and have true faith. Never let another man create you unless that man be me. For I would give way to the chaos and let you be. Name of beer company here. Just be you. Alright everybody, this is my second pitch for a beer commercial. I think it would be a solid. You need to get a good voice actor in there. You get some good visuals. So any beer company out there that wants to pay me for this, I'll sell it to you.